St. Andrews is a smaller rural community. I would say that we're a relatively close-knit community where people like to help each other.
There's a mix of people here. There are Irish, there are Scottish, there are Dutch people.
The foundation of what we believe and stuff, like in helping each other and pitching in to help the neighbor, that was very strong in our church throughout history.
I think too it's pride. People have a pride in the community, and they want to see it be successful, and they know that the only way it can be is for everybody to work together.
It's just a great place to live.
Well, my colleague Alison Matthew and I have been looking worldwide for success stories of communities that have really initiated and driven their own development without any outside help, at least at the early stages. And in the course of doing this study and working in Africa, Asia, Latin America, we discovered St. Andrews in our own backyard, not more than 10 kilometers away. And in a really interesting way, I think St. Andrews is leading the way in looking to find a new balance between what governments do and what communities do. Most communities in this area in the last 30 or 40 years have become much more dependent on government and much more dependent on initiatives coming from the outside. But St. Andrews has managed to chart its own course where they've managed to be at the forefront of planning and initiating development in their community, and only when necessary and when it's appropriate, involving the government in that effort. And I think that's really special. I think it's an interesting new balance that's being struck that may hold some opportunity for other communities to emulate.
Okay, here we are at St. Andrews Volunteer Fire Department. This was built in '78, I think it was, that they constructed this building, and we've had a very active volunteer fire department ever since. The fire department was probably the earliest that I can remember. That was what you call it, started from within the community. Sort of took its roots at the parish council and then formed a committee to take on the fire department, and it went very quickly from there. Once they decided they wanted a fire department, it moved along very quickly. Here we are at the Highlander Curling Club, built back in 1991, and about 90% of the work was done with volunteers, pretty well everything outside of the cement work.
The only way that we could build the curling club, which didn't have one penny of any government money in it, it was 100% built by community people with the money, and about 95% of the labor was all people on volunteer time. There was some days that we had upwards of 40 to 50 people working here. They just came, and we would have a barbecue at dinner time and then sit around for an hour afterwards and chat.
Well, in '93, they started at the community center here. We did have a parish hall. The parish took a vote and decided to make it a community center. It's run by a board of directors, and again, it was built pretty well all volunteer help.
Another gallon of windshield washer from Macmillan's.
We had tremendous help from business people in the area donating their time,
Ralph McIntosh.
and their equipment, and the people themselves working. And so in 1993, it was opened in the fall of '93.
Here we are at St. Andrews Credit Union, and this is part of the Virgin Credit Union that's in Antigonish, and the credit union has been very strong in St. Andrews for as long as I can remember.
Leaders happen by example. In my own family, my parents and other adults in our lives were very active in the community and in the church. In the early days, my parents were involved in the credit union and co-op, and today, even still, they're active in the Seniors Okinawa Club. We were taught to learn to share ourselves and our time.
Okay, here we are at the St.Andrews Seniors Housing Association building. It's an 8-unit seniors building with 8 residents living in here now, and this was completed a year ago. And right now, in behind the building, they're working on phase 2. Most of them are local farmers that have all put up trusses before. They know what they're doing. And there's a couple of carpenters up there, but today, being Saturday, everybody up there is volunteering their time to get this done. Here we are at Coady Ridge in St. Andrews, which is a new subdivision that's developed in St. Andrews in the last 4 or 5 years. And it's growing very quickly for a rural community. And I personally have the feeling that a lot of these people are drawn here by the fact that they've heard St. Andrews is a spirited community and they want to be part of it.
But I think it's a belief in the people in your community and a belief in yourself. When we decide to do it, it's not a question if we can do it, it's a question when we're going to do it.